We're here at Eurosatory 2018 and I'm speaking to Steve Taylor, Michelin's European Sales Manager for military tyres. Steve, we're standing beside a selection of Michelin tyres. Could you talk us through the core product that's targeted at military users for vehicles above, say, 6 tonnes GVW?
Okay, Shaun. Michelin's a bit unique in that we have 4 different offers for the military customer, not just one tyre that does everything. We have a specific tyre for sand, used mainly in the Middle East, called the X-Force S, with a very wide tread pattern, capable of swimming over the sand, as it were. We have a specific mud tyre called the X-Force ML, which ensures absolute mobility in Central European conditions, wet conditions, mud. We have a tyre called the X-Force 2, which is more adapted for logistics vehicles, which spend a lot of the time on the road, on light off-road tracks, but need to also be able to go off-road as well. And we have our top seller, which is the X-Force ZL, which is a very multi-purpose tyre. It's very good at everything because the military vehicles, they may be one day in Eastern or Central Europe on exercises, and next day or next month have to go to the Middle East to a combat area. So it's good in mud, it's good in sand, and it's good on the road, and above all, it's very, very robust.
And tyres, they're a dark art when it comes to understanding what all the numbers and letters on the sidewalls mean. Yeah. Could you explain how the sizing works and what it actually means to the average man in the street?
Okay, yeah. It is a bit of a barbaric system. We have some tyres that are sized in imperial, in inches, some of them in metric, in millimetres. If you look on a sidewall, you'll find, for example, a tyre that's a 1400 R20. The 14 is the width of the tyre at the widest point, so it's 14 inches wide. The .00, the 100, means that the sidewall height is 100% of the size of the tyre, so the sidewall height is also 14 inches, and the 20 means it's a 20-inch diameter wheel. When we get on the metric sizes, it changes a little bit. They tend to be lower profile, so we will have, say, a 325 85 16. That's 325 millimeters wide. The sidewall is 85% of that width, so it's a little bit smaller, it's more compact, and it's a 16-inch rim. On the tyre, you find also information regarding what the tyre can carry in terms of maximum load and what speed it can go at that load, which is very important for the manufacturers and for the armed forces. And there are also possibilities to change that. In other words, I could carry a bit more than that if I want to go a bit slower, or I can carry a bit less but go faster. And Michelin people, experts all around the world, are available for the customers to give them advice on what is theoretically possible with the tyre.
And taking a step back to the tyre sizes, do any of the metric sizes translate directly to any of the imperial sizes? Or in other words, is there a metric equivalent of a 1400 by 20? And if there is, why isn't the metric measurement used in its description?
There are metric equivalents to the tyres that are roughly the same size. The metric sizes tend to be lower profile, so they are a little bit wider, they are a little bit flatter, so they'll maybe a bit smaller, and it's really a historic thing. You know, we're going back to tyres such as the 1420. The size was adopted 30-40 years ago, and there are people who like to keep the standard sizes. So there are slight differences, but generally speaking, you can switch between the two on the same vehicle, as long as obviously the manufacturer is aware of it.
And composition. Are tyres still made of rubber? In fact, were tyres ever made of rubber?
The short answer is yes, but not just rubber. The tyre's basic construction is steel. It's a casing made of steel. There are other versions made of nylon, but steel is particularly important for the off-road tyres because we need a robust tyre that can handle the shocks. Then on top of the steel, you have different things that you can do depending on what you want to do with the tyre. A car tyre, for example, will have some natural rubber, but a lot of synthetic rubber because it can reduce the fuel consumption, it can give better handling at high speed. But in off-road tyres for the military market, we've never found anything better than natural rubber. It's the best product for resisting shocks, for resisting damage, for giving a long life, and for giving good grip off-road. So we're still using a lot of natural rubber. And just so you're aware, natural rubber is actually a sort of milky, transparent colour. The black of the tyre comes from the carbon black that we add to it to give the tyre a longer life, more resistance from oxidation, and make it a little bit more resistance to shocks. So the black is actually artificial.
And a final question, we've been speaking of sizes. Do Michelin just offer stock sizes, or if, as can happen in the military vehicle environment, a manufacturer comes along and with a bizarre sized wheel, are you in the market of, yes, we will develop a tyre to fit that and do what you need it to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the strong points of Michelin is that we have a very strong R&D department, and we have had 2 cases recently where we have built bespoke tyres, specific dimensions for specific vehicles. We have a specific tyre for the VBCI of the French, which is only used on that vehicle. And we have developed now several tyres specifically for the German Boxer. And one of the tyres is on the stand now, the latest version that will be fitted on the future vehicles that are currently being sold around the world.
Excellent. Thank you very much.